All right. Good morning today. Thank you for coming to join me for Modern Hatha this morning. I've got just my standard setup here, a couple of bricks, a strap, and a blanket for a seat. And in this practice this morning, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be concentrating on the mobility required to build into a comfortable seat for meditation. So we will end in meditation today. We'll start in movement. Okay, all right. So let's begin with a stretched out straddle seat, allowing the legs to lengthen out. That little lift of the blanket, if you have, or a pillow cushion or something, that sense of falling forward off of it, right? Not tucking tail under, but moving over the top. Okay, so from here, let's just start by rolling out through the ankles. Wiggling out through the toes. Let's go in both directions here. Inhale, then push through the heels, drawing them down. Curl the toes back nice and actively. Feel the backs of the legs draw to the earth. And if that's too intense on hamstrings, bent knees can draw still to the earth. Okay, all good. But whatever you found, that downward pressure, and then reach up through the arms, that rebound of legs. And then imagine that you're climbing a rope, right? Climbing the rope. And really, we're lengthening side body. We're getting some wiggles out and lengthening from that hip crease all the way up through the armpit, maybe even up to the elbow, maybe even up to the hand, reaching, and then reach them both nice and tall. Pull those front ribs in, soften. And then let's see about rotating the palms where the whole arm turns with behind you. Feel what that does to the shoulder blades as it broadens them out. Right. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to hold it here for about 3 breaths. So you've set up the system, use really only what's required. So we don't need to grip the whole time, but trying to remain active. Soft pull of the throat. Inhales, provide the length. Exhale, solidify the space. And then just release the arms. Palms up. All right, lengthening them out down your sides. We're going to take those side bends a little deeper, right? Right arm's going to follow the hip line, left arm up and over. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Again, in, breath up. Exhale. Let's come to this next one and play around with our positioning, okay? So the right hand's down, the left arm's over. And then let's begin by bending the elbows and really kind of getting this deeper bend in, right? So that right elbow will bend towards the earth, coming a little bit towards you. The left arm overhead will bend. I mean, this nice like hook. And then from here, press that right arm straight, and with so lengthen the right side of the body. Potentially that right arm goes further away, trying to maintain. The right shoulder is dropped away from the ear, so rotating forward, away, right? And then that left arm reaches up. So now we're getting the angle without so much of the bend, right? That makes sense. So this nice angle supporting long side body on the right, long side body on the left. And then inhale, take yourself up. Okay, let's find that on the left. So the first one, and reach it out, and then we're gonna let everything just kind of bend in. And if this feels better, elbow on a block, feels pretty heavenly to me. Pop up on your block, okay? And so as we come here now, we're just kind of bending in, arm above bends. And then press that left arm straight. Feel how it lengthens the whole left side body. Now the challenge would be to take the arm out further, rotate that shoulder away from the ear, and then reach up through the right. Turn the gaze to the right as well. And keep maintaining this nice space on the left side of the body. And then inhale, bring yourself all the way up, exhale. Awesome. Inhale, 2 arms up. Firm the legs, exhale, move forward. Inhale, lift up. Again, inhale, reach up. Firm the thighs, exhale, spill the hips forward. Inhale, firm up to lift. Again, lengthen, and then move. Hold here. Take the arms out and see if they find the legs, wherever that is, right? They find the big toes or the feet. But use whatever you can find in a way to try to keep the knees and toes towards the sky. Keep lengthening from low, right, below the navel, up through the waist to the heart. Feel length through the sides body, just like you did on those bends a moment ago, the bends where the arms were straight, the bends where the lines were straighter. And then just lengthen through the back of the neck. Feel as if there's a string connected from the front of the throat through the back, and that's what's lifting you up. And then inhale all the way back up. All right, nice. Let's go ahead and bend the right leg, okay? And you're gonna bend the knee with the heel in close to the bum. Give it a nice hug and sit up tall. And you're really hugging this leg in, locking it out with the arm, and trying to sit up nice and tall. And to build out those natural curves in the spine, the lower spine, the shoulders, the neck. We keep hugging the leg in. And then let's drop the knee out, Janu Shavasana, with a little bit of a straddle, or half straddle, a saddle pose. So I'm bringing the heel right into the center, knee is out to the side, and we're gonna do a little twist here, okay? Left arm comes inside the left leg, inhale, open up the chest, take the right arm up and reach here. Now rotate that right arm around, palm around, and then as if you're gonna bind, right? Slide the right hand behind the back, right? Maybe it comes over to the left thigh. Push into it and just use the arm behind you either as the kickstand or the half bind to draw upper spine into chest. So I know you could probably go further by lowering towards this left leg, but let's take a tall seated twist in this variation here. You can also use your left hand to find the right arm and guide it over a little bit more. And then again, think about keeping that left knee and toe, excuse me, to the sky. The right shin gently presses down into the ground. And when you do that, can you feel the right glute kind of fire up a little bit? Complete breaths in and out. And then gently unwind yourself. Awesome. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, shift forward. Take the hands, reach them wide. Imagine that you're holding up the sides of the walls. Pressing the hands away, reaching the heart forward. Widen through the shoulders. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Okay. Leaning back, extend that right leg back out. Let's come to the left, bringing the left leg in. I'm gonna close it as tightly as we can, and then sit as tall as you can. Again, trying to build out some of those natural curves. Notice if when you hug the knee, if you find yourself shifting already to the right or moving to the left, really see what you can do to kind of track the joints, hip, knee, and ankle, and then hugging it in. And just sitting with the breath, nice tight compression in the hip joint on the left. Trying to rotate the pelvis tall, right? So sometimes when we pull this knee in, it begins, the hips kind of roll under us, right? Tail tucks under. So we're trying to sit up tall using whatever prop serves for that. And can you keep this tight hold on the leg without creating tension in the rest of the body? One more breath. And then let's drop it out. Okay, dropping it out. Heel comes to the center, foot inside the right thigh. Awesome. Okay. Right hand comes inside the right leg in some fashion, and then we're going to use that to open up to the twist. Nice tall chest, raising up with the left arm. Inhale, lift, 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 and then rotate that left arm inward from the arm bone, coming around small of the back, maybe over towards the right thigh. Right? And again, try and think about the arm drawing into the chest. You can always use the right hand to assist the left hand coming over. Softening the left shoulder from the ear. Nice open, broad collarbone. Sitting with a couple more breaths, noticing its quality. Find balance in those in-breaths and out-breaths. And then shifting back forward, undo. All right, rooting down, inhale, reach up. And that little contact magnetizing into the earth, and then hinge forward. Again, feel the lift coming from the front of the throat through the back of the neck. Arms are extending upwards. And then exhale, bending the elbows, push the walls away. Broaden again from the base of the shoulder blades reaching wide. All right, with that, we're trying to make sure that the shoulders don't cause any tension in the ears. Reach through those ring fingers and feel how that line tracks up through the sides of the neck. And then inhale all the way back up. Exhale, release. All right. Let's go ahead and come onto our backs now. Okay, let's come onto the backs and lower down. So shoulders, neck, and head are down, feet are on the earth, and we're in a neutral place here. Lengthening through the sits bones, shoulders engage just enough as they plug into the back. Spread the fingers wide and press to your bridge. Breathing in the bridge. Floating the hands up, lining up the thumbs with the thighs. Inhale, take the fingers to the sky now. Inhale, take the arms, see if they can float overhead, thumbs hover above the earth. And then the hands rest, the arms rest, and the spine lowers down. Widening out the feet. Hip distance, I like them wider than hips. We're gonna rock side to side. So plenty of space, widening them out, maybe as wide as your mat or even coming off the mat. Windshield wipering. And then centering out, okay? Lifting up, chin to the chest, curl up, come up onto the elbows. Prop yourself up. Plug the shoulder blades slightly in and then pull the front ribs in. Broad collarbones, extending here. Windshield wiper. Internal and external. And then try not to let the body move like rib cage up. Nice. Holding here. Hands plant and push to the hands. Adjust however you need. Okay, maybe you're too close with the hands, you need to lean back. Maybe you'd like to bring them closer. Windshield wiper. Moving through. Nothing is rushed. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And then center yourself out and press all the way up. Maybe readjusting, sitting tall on the sits bones. Still use those hands as support behind. Okay. Side to side, up and over. And now I definitely have, when I come all the way over, that the hip lifts, right? But I'm trying not to send the body over all that direction. So still trying to stay as centered as possible. Now we're like chest up centered as possible, right? Awesome. Next time you draw them over to the left, let's come up onto the left and enjoy the 90-90 seat. Right hand draws that left thigh towards the earth and you look over the left shoulder. Maybe sliding out now to the left elbow. Propping up. Right hand comes over. Side bend. And then inhale up and more rotation. Maybe the right forearm comes down too. Inhale, press back to the left forearm, reach the right arm up. And then reach through the right arm, press up through the left, center out. Wide T arms looking towards that right thigh. So turning towards the right, arms out like a T, and keep those legs pushing down. And then inhale, both knees come up. Exhale, take them over to the right, inhale out, take them over to the left, inhale out, take them over to the right, and then hold here. Coming around, left hand finds the right leg, looking at those 90-90 thighs, and then finding some rotation, continuing through. And then from here, maybe sliding down to that right elbow, right forearm. Inhale, left arm comes up and over. Nice side bend. And then inhale, lengthen back out that right side and keep that rotation coming around. Always looking for as much length as possible to make rotation. So when we're coming into what begins to feel like a side bend or becoming into a twist, we need to make sure that we're lengthening through both sides of the torso so that length translates as evenly as possible through the spine. Nice. And then press back with the right. Inhale. And then reach with the left. Inhale, come up. Right. Rotating through to the left, arms out T. working to keep this foundation of the legs. Inhale, take those fists forward, turn the thumbs to the sky, strengthen the arms, and then drop those legs over to the left. Up, drop the legs over to the right, up, drop the legs over to the left, and then release down. Lowering from the left onto the back. Awesome. Okay, take the feet wide, and then turn the heels in a little bit. So I've got a little bit of a duck foot. Press the feet out, a little bit of a turnout, and then press up. Press up, trying to keep those knees pressing wide without rolling to the outside of the foot or the ankle. Notice what this enlivens and how it translates to the action in the outer hips, outer thighs, and glutes. Okay, so the legs are making just a little bit of a V as they're pressing out. Exhale, lower down. Turn the two toes more neutral so they're pointing directly forward, not turned out. Okay, still see about getting a little bit of a press out and then lift up here. How does that feel any different? I definitely, at least for me, I have a more even sensation coming from hamstrings to glutes. I don't have as much on the outer action. It's not bad, it's just something to notice. So if turning those feet out really kind of helped to heighten and lift it up, you can go for a little bit of that. Over time, you're gonna work to build strength in the more neutral line of the feet. But sometimes that can be hard to access right off the gate. So exhale, release down. All right, from here, take the arms overhead and then exhale, anchor point, navel in, pick up the legs, feet to the sky. And then bend the knees and see if you can pull them in closer. Happy baby rock. Over, and then you're gonna try not to move the shoulders, neck, and head in the arms. So we're just rolling from the hips, over, trying to maintain a happy baby in the legs, hips, over, hips, over, and hips, over. Awesome, legs up, holding here. And then extend those legs straight to the sky. Lengthen out the left leg as you anchor point with the right. Navel keeps the anchor point. And helicopter the legs. Now we've got the left up, the right pushes away, still working anchor point. And then circle back around and 2 feet come to meet. Exhale, release the legs, feet down. Inhale, open the arms out to your T. And then here, we're gonna go ahead and reach that right arm up. Reach the right arm up, reach the shoulder up, lift it up, and then roll everything over to the left, reach way beyond. When you come out of this, rotate the right palm up, circle it overhead, arm by the ear, and open back up. Now lift the knees up. Take the legs over to the right, take the left arm, lift it up first, and then lift the shoulder off the ground, coming around over to the right, and then way beyond. Rotate the left palm up, circle it overhead, arm comes by the ear, open big up, and then lift the knee up. Awesome. Right arm goes up, reach, 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 shoulder off the ground, coming around, and then way beyond. Turn the palm up. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, down, and then the legs lift, and the knees come over. Left arm reaches, left shoulder lifts up and over, all the way across, and then turn that palm up, rolling open here. Knees come up. And then one more on the right, lifting through the right hand, strong arm, lift through the shoulder, take it all the way across and then beyond, turn that palm up, nice long extension, whole right side body, and then the legs will come last, and dropping over to the right. Right arm lifts, right shoulder lifts up and over, and then taking it across. Palm goes to the sky, up and around and around and around, and then center out. Nice. 2 knees knocked together. 2 arms cross and hug. Inhale, chin to the chest. Exhale, curl up. Breathing in, holding tight, squeezing. Lower down. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, cross, opposite arm on top. Give a hug, hug tight. Inhale, tuck the chin a little bit. Exhale, imprint, curl up. Nodding yes, make sure there's room here so the grab should not interfere with being able to tuck the chin. And then release down. Awesome, leave the arms as they are and come to eagle wrap. So I have my right arm on the bottom, so I'm gonna come around and maintain my eagle wrap, right arm on the bottom. And then I'm gonna pick up the knees and wrap right leg over the top. So this little floating eagle on your back. Keep trying to lift the hands and elbows away from you as you squeeze them. And then work the knee and the elbow towards each other. Tuck. Inhale, begin to lengthen them out to where you can maintain before you come to an arch. Hold. Nice. Undo the legs, set them down. Undoing the arms. Wrap the other arm on top. Picking up the knees. Left over right. Eagle wrap here. Right, working the hands and elbows away from you, trying to lift them up. And then exhale, tucking everything in, elbows, knees towards each other. Head stays down. And then begin to lengthen knees and arms away from you without arching the back. So the distance between elbows to knees widens, widens, widens. And then come on in and undo. Open up to cactus, open up to butterfly. Excuse me. Picking up the knees, hands are gonna find the knees, and you're gonna stir the knees in pots. 1, 2. Knees are opening wide and away and then coming back in. 3, go the other direction. 3, go the other direction. And 2, and go the other direction. And 1. Cross the right ankle over the left, pressing that right knee away from you. But no, when you're pressing this right knee away from you, it's because you're turning the thigh out and away from you. It's not just the knee that goes away. We're really moving from thigh bone and hip joint, right? Always. And so if we put too much strain on the knee, we're not going to be accessing the hip or even the ankle, right? So these 3 joints are all related directly. So we begin rotating out here. Ankle helps to hold stability, and then the knee goes with, right? So pressing. Actively pressing the right foot in, actively pressing the right knee away to feel some tone in that outer right foot. And then from this place, bridge it. Picking up the hips, keep pushing it away. And then lower down. Inhale, chin to the chest, exhale, curl up. Reach by lifting up that left foot, seeing if both hands will come inside the right shin, right? And then you can keep that left doing the job, or you can just hold on, maybe threading all the way up to the elbows and let the left leg extend. It can float or it can come down. All right, so keeping the leg there mostly, you're gonna release yourself down enough. So keep the right hand holding it. We're gonna come into sideline here with that right foot in. So I'm gonna try to keep this right foot just where it was. I just brought it to the earth, so it's around the front of the left hip, and I'm on my left side. Okay. Lengthen the left head down for now, the head down, the ear, left ear down, and feel that nice and stretch on the right side of the neck. Right, so as it's come down, I've got a hold on the right knee is still pressing away, none of that's changed, and it's providing some nice length through the side neck muscles and down through the right shoulder. Now tone the bottom left leg into the ground a bit, and then pick it up. Picking up, strengthening through the inner thigh, really pressing the inner foot up to the sky. Keep pushing that right knee away from you. And then release the leg down. Now, you might want to undo the right arm for this. I need to. You're going to press yourself up. Coming first onto that left elbow. Right now I can use my right hand, my thumb in the hip crease to spiral that away. Right? So drawing thumb in the hip crease and then rotating it outward. Again, encouraging this external rotation from the hip joint. Okay, you can stay here or press up onto the left hand. And then again, whatever you find, tone and lengthen the bottom leg, push it softly into the earth. And then as you keep pushing up, you're gonna find more length now on the left side of the waist, right? And drawing that right knee in towards your shoulder. Try to keep the right foot as balanced as you can. All right, try to keep the left leg straight. And then we're going to rotate this to shoelace. So as you turn towards your left leg coming onto the bottom, just let that right knee collapse. Okay? And if this suits you better to sit on a block or your blanket here or something, we are going to fold. If you like your strap for connection, grab it. Okay. So we can go for ball of the foot, which usually creates a nice balance in the foot. And then something that we don't always talk about, but is a really nice quality to bring into these folds and these foot grabs, is to notice where the big toe mound hits and then all the way to the pinky toe, and try to get an even pressure on the strap. If you have a lot of depth, you can do a block there and pull on the block. But we get this sense of like the foot up against a wall, so it's really pretty even. And that might find some interesting little pieces, right? And the inner and outer shins, ankles, all the way up through. Maybe you normally have some turning of that ankle, some sickling. And lengthening out of the lower back. Around through the outer hip. And then release yourself out. Awesome. Okay. Release it both and let's come onto your back. I know I'm going to end up wanting to face the other way to see you guys, so I'm going to flip on over, but we're going to start here reclined onto the back. Okay, and as we started here, we brought both feet up, and let's just come to a reset in our bridge, lifting the hips. Exhale, lower down. And we crossed the ankle over. So we're going left ankle here, beginning over the right. The foot is right on the outside of the hip, right? So I've got nice stability of that ankle pushing into the thigh pushing into the ankle. Again, I can either draw the leg away, or I can use my thumb in the hip crease, really helping to encourage the spiral to draw the leg away. And then from here, we're lifting back up to the bridge, up. Keep pressing that left knee away as you try to lift that left hip up. And then exhale, hollow and lower down. Being here. All right, then we're going to imprint and curl up and pick up that right knee, bringing the shin in closer if we can. The hands will come through, the palms face you. You can have the hands, the fingertips, or come up towards the elbows. And then maybe extending out the right leg. hover, or let it come down. Ideally, we want it to come down, but it can be tricky because I'm working so hard to pull this shin in that it's sending a little difficulty to get this quad down. So push through the heel of that right leg, lengthen it out, and then see how it comes down. You may also want to hold from more of the ankle, the heel of the left, to keep it pulled in. Lifting maybe up, toes to forehead. And then here we go. We're just going to keep that left hand there, and we're going to roll onto the right side. And we started down. Okay, so we're going to start down, just kind of finding my way. Outer hip, foot is in, giving a hug, and then down. You can lie on the right arm or grab your blanket or block. And then once you have a hold of this left foot, you're trying to press the left knee away. Down through the foot, press the knee away, and then you're getting that nice treat of a stretch. And if you're looking for more, drop the head down a little differently. And then tone on the bottom leg. Tone on the bottom leg, right? Pick it up. Inner foot lifts, holding it up. Inner foot lifts, holding it up. Lifting the right foot up, pressing the left knee away. Staying with. Left shoulder away from the ear. Nice. And then set the right foot down. Press into it a little bit. Press away with the left. And then let's come up onto our forearm. Right forearm. Puffing up the chest. Again, tone of that right leg. I don't know about you, but mine starts to get kind of lazy and wants to bend. So I'm pressing it to keep this long line all the way up through the right side body. Chest open, collarbones broad, pushing from the earth, and then we'll take it up to the hand. Still keeping that left foot down, that left shoulder away, right? The arms are low, the shoulders are low, the shoulders are broad. Note if you're already trying to rotate to the left and really try to keep this nice side body. One more breath. And then we're gonna rotate, okay? So coming around, here's the shoelace. Up and over. Leg crosses over, right? Option to sit. Coming into the shoelace, trying to stack up the knees. Hands can stay behind, or perhaps you join me in the strap or the foot grab. Chest is open. Trying to be balanced in that foot. We talked about that foot pressure and pattern on the strap or on your hand. Just pressing through the big toe mound side. They're an integral part of balance. So if you're finding that that's a little weak, to try to maintain some pressure on the ball of the foot, this might be a nice way to help build that for your standing balance. Besides just balance practice, right? We're here for 3 more breaths. What does it feel like to press that baby toe side mound? Active in both. And then release out. Okay, coming up. Take a moment onto your back. Nothing underneath. Shake out the legs. And then bend the knees. And let's come up for one last bridge, okay? As we come up for this bridge, let's see what we can do to keep the legs together, okay? And for me, that means my big toes touch, but my heels are a little bit apart. And I'm really focusing on squeezing my knees and up through my thighs. So some people can just squeeze the knees, that works. Try to do your best to go knees to thighs and really engage as much of those inners as you can. Use that zip to lift. So lifting into the bridge now. One leg. Two more breaths. Try to push into those feet. Remember that big toe mound? Remember that baby toe mound? Remember those heels? And then lower down. Lengthen the legs out if you can. Comfortable on the back, and just let them be. Nice. All right. Knees tuck it in, rock it side to side. Okay, let the arms brace you out, T like Tom. Knees come in, take the knees over to the right. Knees come in, take the knees over to the left. All right, really work through, I know this is like, you know, kind of core waist, but I want you to really think about the action of being to keep the palms down and the shoulders down, the arms down. So maybe you could twist more, but that would require the shoulder to lift. Try to hit your brakes on where they stay. One more round. Maybe adding a straight leg. Bending them back in. And then over. And again, maybe a straight leg. And bending them back in. Awesome. Grab a hold of the back of the legs and gently rock yourself forward and back. One. Rock yourself forward and back. Two. Rock yourself forward and back. Three. Grab your strap and do the shoulder work. We're going to do our around the worlds here. And then we're going to use some of that space that you may have found to recline into and make it more of a restorative pose. Okay. So I'm going to use my strap and I'm going to do this on my knees. Knees are just about hip distance, looking down, they're tracking. The feet are disappeared behind. Grab that blanket or tuck toes if that feels better on your knees. Okay. From here, we're going to start with it not at its maximum. Okay, it's not, meaning it's shorter than your maximum. Okay, so I'm not at like my big that I need to go over. I'm at my shortest that I'm not going all the way over. Not going all the way over. Okay, pull, 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 hold. Pull the strap apart. You're trying to pull it apart. Right arm wins. Left arm wins. Nothing else is changing in the body. Right arm wins. Left arm wins. Now bend and in and out and around. Bend, right arm wins. They go out, left arm wins. Full circle. Bend, right arm wins. Left elbow bends. And then let's go the other way. We've done these matador circles with holding a blanket before, which gets heavy. Not that this is necessarily easier. You're putting your own restrictions here. You're keeping your elbows high and you're working your own tug of war. You're lengthening out and coming in, trying to keep those arms straight as much as possible. And then when they have to bend, they're bending, right? And then up. Hold here, rip it apart. Widening through the shoulders, widening through the hands. Maybe they begin to come back. Again, they're not going back, all the way back. Trying to keep the arms straight, pull the front ribs in. Right now, add the tuck of the tail, really root through the legs. Rotate left hand behind. Rotate right arm behind. Rotate left arm behind. Still in this bit of tug of war. Rotate right arm behind. Rotate left arm behind, and then bend the right arm. Left arm drops. Up. rotate. Right arm behind, bend the left arm as it drops. Up, rotate, bend, up, rotate, bend, up. One more, rotate, bend, up, and rotate, bend, up, down. Create more space, nothing is locked out. We are going up and behind, over, up and in front. Again, up and behind, up and in front. Keep just enough tension, right? Around the world, drop, over and around, one. Drop, over and around, two. Over and around, three. Other way, three. And two. And last one. And then release. Awesome. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and recline onto the back. And I'm gonna offer the blocks or the blanket underneath. So you can really do two combinations here I really like for what we're achieving today. And that is we're gonna come next to our sit, right? We're gonna come to our sit. And so we're gonna open the chest. I can take my blanket and do a stubby bolster. If you have a bolster at home, you could recline over the bolster. It's a lengthways. So I know some of you guys have those at home. I'm gonna do my little stubby bolster here and then my block for the head, okay? So there's one way I can do it. Or if I really just like the space of that block underneath the heart, the back of the shoulder, the back of the heart, the shoulder blades, then I'm gonna go block, flat or medium, but make sure these are wide blocks. They're not narrow and tall, okay? So if you wanna do a block or if you'd rather do the blanket, here's where we're coming, okay? So let's recline out. And lowering down onto the back, right? You can fuss with whatever prop you have, make sure it's in that right positioning. And the block hits the head, everything feels supported in the spine. Let the legs go soft, maybe they go a little wider than normal and flopping out. If you prefer to come right into a butterfly, you can come to a butterfly. Soften the eyelids. Drop inward. And keep releasing outer layers. That sense of walking in from a cold winter's day and taking off that heavy coat. Setting down your bags. Taking off the shoes, the socks. Letting your hair down. Just removing all those things that we put on when we go out into the world. And by that, I don't mean just the clothes. I mean the masks we wear, the faces we put on, the expectations we place upon ourselves. Let all that go. Go ahead and remove your props and come onto your backs with nothing underneath it. Nice stretch. Nice yawn. Left foot comes onto the right leg, little spinal twist. Back to center. Switch it out. Find your way rolling to a side so you can come into a child's pose. Press yourself up and join me in a seat. So I don't know if you've all taken Kaylee's class. I hope you've gotten the opportunity to. If not, there's still plenty of time. But one of the things about Kaylee that I just love and knew she was for us here, besides just meeting her, by just meeting her, knowing her love and passion, the practice, and she's a fantastic teacher. But for me, that big smile moment also came. She ends every class with one of my favorite prayers, and I just love that. I love that, and I know she owns it and means it and feels it every single time. So, but today in seated meditation, I'd start with it and maybe give you something to put the focus, put your mind into, and repeat parts of it. If one part of it speaks to you, let it be your mantra to serve within the breath. And she does the prayer of Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. And what that translates to is, may all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may the thoughts, words, and actions in my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom of all beings everywhere. So close your eyes as we sit. We pray not only for peace, we pray for the well-being, the freedom, and the happiness of all beings everywhere. And we own and understand responsibility of our own actions, thoughts, and words contributing to that happiness and freedom of all beings everywhere. Sitting with love in your heart. Bringing hands to heart. And I thank you each for your practice. May you reap its rewards. Namaste.